everyone, Miss E here, and today we are going to make a spring landscape. Now, the main reason we're going to be making a spring landscape is because we've made an ocean scene before, but we have yet to make a scene that's out on the land. It's also kind of rainy today, so I felt by making a landscape that it will kind of boost our moods. So let's get started. And the first thing we're going to do is we are going to make a ground line. So the first thing you're going to do is we're going to make a curve like this. So it's going to be kind of as if we have a hill scene right here. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to make a water line. And what we're going to do is we're going to just add a straight line going right across. I'm going to draw over that line one more time just to make it a little bit darker. I'm just gonna put this right here, that way it goes off the board. Also, to make it look more watery, I'm gonna add some lines to show some waves. And there we have some water. Next, we're gonna add some clouds. Like I said, it's been kind of rainy, so I don't wanna make any rain clouds, but let's make some nice fluffy clouds. Now to make some nice fluffy clouds, just add some bumps all around. So I have one cloud that's really big and it's going off of the paper. I'm gonna make another cloud. This time it's gonna be completely on the paper. And you just make it nice and lumpy, make it look fluffy. So those are my clouds. Next, because it's been rainy, I would like to see the sun. So I'm gonna make the sun peeking out from one of the clouds. It's just a little circle or an arc because we're not seeing the full sun. But if you want to see the full sun, you can put it anywhere you'd like. Feel free to do that. I just put it in the sun to kind of show, I put the sun near the clouds to show that the rain is going away and the sun is coming out and hopefully we'll be here to stay. So the next thing we're going to add is some details on our ground. So I'm going to add a bush, and a bush is kind of like a cloud in that it uses these lumpy lines, and I'm going to have mine off the paper because I'd like to add more things right here. So after we've added our bush, you can add more bushes if you'd like. At this point, I'm just giving you extra details to add to your scene. Like for example, we can add some flowers. So we can add a daffodil, or what we could do is we could do a circle, and from our circle, add 2 lines to make it look like a triangle, and then we're gonna add 5 petals. Now our petals are kind of pointed, and they're coming from this part of our little triangle. Now daffodils have these really long, thin stems and long, thin leaves. So I'm doing one where the daffodil is pointed this way, but I'm going to do one where it's face on. So I'm going to draw a circle because we don't see this cone-like shape when you look at it head on. I'm going to make 5 long petals. And because I've already drawn this flower, I'm going to add this petal behind it so we don't see the full petal. I'm just going to make a few more, so I have a total of 5 petals. Remember, we have our long stem and our long leaves. And it's okay if they're not perfect. And finally, I'm just going to add one more. I'm going to have my circle and the cone and my 5 flower petals. 3, 4, 5. Gonna add my stem and my long leaves. So there's some daffodils. Next we're gonna add maybe a sunflower. Sunflowers are usually really long, but I'm gonna make mine really close to the ground, like it's like a starting to grow. But if you have really long sunflowers, you can put them like towards the back of your ground. That way you can have all your smaller things in the front and your bigger things in the back. So for a sunflower, it's just a big circle with a bunch of little tiny petals. They're not as thin as the daffodils, and there's a lot more of them. And then unlike our daffodil that has a thin stem, sunflowers have a thick stem, and they have pretty big leaves to go with it. And next, because we've done thin, long flowers, a thick flower, we're going to draw some little small flowers, like maybe like some forget-me-nots, where they're just a little circle and 5 little petals. And instead of them being big like these, because they're so small, they can be nice and clustered together. And it's okay if they have 4 petals instead of 5. And I'm going to add one more. Let's add it right here. 4, 5. And you can have your flowers just being clustered together. Maybe they're in a little bush. Maybe they're surrounded by some grass, which we'll go over different ways to make grass in a moment. Or you can have them scattered throughout your ground. Like maybe you have a flower right over here and maybe one over here, and you have it just scattered throughout, just like you would see it outdoors. And the next part is you're gonna draw some grass. So some ways to draw grass is you can draw a bunch of zigzags, because it'll look like little blades of leaves that are blades of grass that are together, or you could do long pieces of grass, which are just like the flower petals that you see in the daffodils. And you know what? I'm going to add a flower right here. I'm going to make another daffodil over here. Remember, 5 petals, 2, 3, 4, 5, my small stem, my long, thin leaf, which looks very similar to the long grass stems right there. And finally, you're going to add some details. So that part's up to you. You can add some leaves to your bush. You can add some berries. Maybe what you can do is you can have a friend peeking out from your bush. And I'm going to show you how to draw a little bunny peeking out from the bush. So you're going to draw first a circle, 2 long ears. Going to draw a little rounded nose with a J going one way and a J going another way. Have maybe 2 eyes, 2 circles for eyes. Then we're going to have 2 circles, one here and one here. These are going to be the paws for your bunny. And then what you're going to do is you're going to draw these lumpy lines around your bunny to show that your bunny has parted the leaves from the bush. So it's peeking out. That's one detail that you can add. There's a bunch of other ways that you can add details to your picture. So yeah, so I'm going to pause this and I'm going to color in my picture, and I'm going to show you what mine looks when it's all done. And here we are. This is how I decided to color my picture. I chose yellow for our daffodils because typically when I've seen daffodils, they are yellow. My sunflower, you can have it as a dark brown in the center or a black, but I chose orange because I liked having our colors stay very bright. And yeah, so what details did you add to your project and how did you color it? I'd like to see what you have created on either our Facebook page or your dojo or Google Classrooms. So I hope to talk to you guys soon. Have a good day, guys. Bye.